What's up my loves, my name is Paige, this is Pages with Paige, and today we're going to be doing my March book haul. For those that are new, I have a book buying challenge which I'll leave linked up above. So essentially I'm trying to make sure that I acquire enough money by reading different kinds of books, mostly off my shelves, to be able to earn enough money to be able to compensate for how much I am actually purchasing. So every physical book that I read off my shelves is worth $15 and I read 5, so that is $75 into the kitty. I then realized that I read a lot of books on my e-reader which are technically counted as $2.50, but they're less than 200 pages. For this, I'm going to change my value to be that any e-arcs or any ebooks that are over 200 pages, I will get $2.50. With that, I read 2, so I got $5. And then for any library books and ebooks under 200 pages are worth $1. And I was so devastated when I was doing the math because I read Discovery of Witches, which is a library book, but it is also 688 pages. So I was like, yeah, physical book off my shelf. Fuck. So I realized it's only worth $1, but I read 7 in that category, so I had $7 set, which created a total of $87 that I could spend on books this month, and I came well under that. So I've decided that I'm not going to put the difference towards next month or anything like that. I'm just going to start fresh. I might regret this later in the year and I might change it, but at the moment I am reading a lot more than I'm actually spending, and the purpose of this wasn't necessarily to restrict how much I was buying, but to make me conscious of what I was buying. I have since then for February received a lot of gifts. Ash gave me the gift of $150 straight off the bat, so 1 month is completely free. And then for my Cluedo reward for last month's TBR, which I'll leave linked up above, I got a book buying spree. So it's a bit hard when I'm like getting all these rewards and not actually like needing to count it. And I only spent $23.47 this month. I don't know, I think this goal is a success already because I'm not impulse buying books as much, which is the whole point of this, is to just monitor and learn how much I actually do spend on books. I think because I'm not just buying anything and everything whenever I feel like it, I'm spending less now, but that's because I'm conscious of it as well. And there's a sheer little bit of panic that I'm going to not read a lot in the month or not acquire enough money in the month. So I have $51.51 left over, and this is just going to go straight into our house fund, and I think this is the best way moving forward to sort of keep it in a place that I'm happy with, because if I just keep putting the excess towards next month, I'm never going to really struggle with it. And I don't want to struggle, but also like it's been quite a significant difference between the two every month. So that's what we're going with. That may change later if I get into a reading slump and I don't want to penalize myself for reading as many books as I read. It'll depend. But at the moment, I'm just going to put that money straight into the house fund and not put it towards any other books for the future, because I have Ash's up my sleeve and I have the book buying sleeve. So if I'm buying any more than that, I'm not doing okay, guys. We'll hold on to those for the moment, and if I need to change it in the future, I'm more than happy to. This is more just, like I said, to make myself accountable of actually buying books, and that has been achieved. Let's dive into the books that I did buy. The first was Magnus Chase and the Hammer of Thor. This is the second in the Magnus Chase series by Rick Riordan. I also did get a discount, so instead of being the full price of $18, it was $13.50. Then I got The Lost World by Michael Craddon. So once I read Jurassic Park, I wanted to go and pick up the sequel, and I found this for $5 at Big W, so I was super happy with that. Then Ash and I went to a library book sale, and so most of the books there were $1, so I got the next 5. The first is Hidden by Marianne Curley, which is the first in the Athena series, and I got Broken, which is the second book, because the library was getting rid of these editions as the third one has gone missing. I got these two, and I'm super excited because Marianne Curley is one of my favorite Australian authors. She wrote the Guardians of Time series, and so I want to continue on reading her books, and then saw these and I was super happy. Then I got 20 Boy Summer by Sarah Ochler. I have no idea what this is aside from a YA contemporary, but it's blurbed on the back by Deb Coletti. A tender and heartfelt story of loss, love, and letting go. So for me, I was like, yep, I'm gonna pick that up. This might be going into a project that is currently in the works, but we'll see if I read it before then or not, but I was really happy with the fact that I managed to remove the, what do you call it, the plastic sleeving that had been put on this, so I can't get rid of this stuff because it's like contacted straight to it, whereas this was a sleeve and I managed to like surgically remove it. It was great. Then I got Firefighter Lane by Kirsten and Hanna. I really liked this cover, and also the guy at the library was doing me a solid, and like we know each other as I did my placement there, and I felt kind of bad just leaving with 3 books, so I picked up another one just to support the library, and I'm really curious to read Kirsten Hanna's work, so yeah, I got this one. I know that it has recently become a TV series. This is a pretty beat up copy, but I don't really mind. I'm curious to see how I get along with their work. And then Ash picked up A Monster Calls by Ness. I actually do own this. It's at my parents' place, but I was telling him what it was about and he was interested, so he decided to add it to the pile and get it for himself. This is dealing with grief, and a boy's mother is diagnosed with cancer, and so this monster comes to visit, and it's a really beautiful book. And then finally I got an art copy of The Ark by Tori, Henwood. I really don't know too much about it. Is this date a date with destiny or just with data? 35-year-old Ursula Bryan is successful, witty and single. She's tried all the dating apps, and let's just say she's underwhelmed by her options. Enter The Ark, a highly secretive matchmaking service that relies on a complex series of emotional, psychological and physiological assessments. The price tag is high, the promise ambitious. You get one match and one match only, because all you need for a partnership that will go the distance. I'm curious to see how this shapes up. I haven't heard of it before, and then saw this sitting there, and then the next minute I heard like 4 other people get an Ark for it. I haven't actually heard their reviews, but I'm curious about it, so that's what I decided to pick up from Ash's work. So this is my cute little book haul for March. I am super happy with how March went in terms of what I acquired and just the things that I'm excited for. The fact that these 2 are series continuations makes me really happy. Let me know in the comments, what is the book you're most excited to read from your book haul? Mine would probably have to be Magnus Chase. I really enjoyed it when I read the first one semi-recently, so really excited to continue on with the series. If you like this video, feel free to give it a big thumbs up, and if you'd like to see more of this mess, feel free to subscribe, and I'll hopefully see you on my next video. Bye!